Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're finally heading into matchday number 3 after finishing matchday number 2 in the FIFA World Cup 2026. Now, today we'll be discussing for Group A, B, and C, full analysis and predictions. So, we'll look at the current standings, how each team performed in matchday 2 and probably matchday 1 as well, the key tactical battles, players to watch, qualification scenarios, and finally my predictions for every single game, but I'll put that at the end. So let's start up with group number A, match 1. Okay, for Group A, match number 1, we have Czechia versus Mexico. Mexico comes into match day 3 in an excellent position. After 2 matches, they've looked like the most complete side in Group A. Their pressing has been organized, their midfield has controlled possession well, and they've constantly created chances against every opponent they face. Head coach Javier Aguirre deserves a lot of credit. Mexico isn't relying on one superstar. Instead, they're winning through structure and balance. Santiago Giménez remains the focal point of the attack. His movement inside the box continues to cause problems for defenders, while Luis Chavez and Edson Alvarez controls and continues the midfield battle. For Czechia, this match is all about survival. They still have a chance to qualify, but they'll need a huge performance against arguably the strongest team in the group. Patrick Schick remains their biggest attacking threat. Thomas Soucek will once again be responsible for controlling the midfield and helping the defense during transitions. The tactical battle is pretty clear. Mexico will dominate possession. Czechia will sit deeper and try to counter. The question is whether Czechia can survive long enough to frustrate Mexico. If Mexico scores early, the game could become very difficult for the Czechs. But if they can stay organized for an hour, pressure starts to build on Mexico. Still, based on everything we've seen so far, Mexico simply has more quality across the pitch. But I'll put at the predictions at the end. So let's head on to match number 2 for Group A. So match number 2, we have South Africa versus South Korea. This could easily be the most important game in Group A. Both teams enter matchday 3 knowing qualification could depend on this result. South Korea has looked dangerous throughout the tournament whenever Son Heung-min gets space. Defenders panic. Lee Kang-in continues to provide creativity between the lines, while Hwang Hee-chan offers pace and directness in transition. Defensively, Kim Min-jae remains one of the tournament's most reliable center backs. South Africa, however, has been one of the surprises of the group stage. Many people expected them to struggle. Instead, they've remained competitive and organized. Percy Tau continues to be their main attacking weapon, while Tembe Zaune and Teboho Mokawena have provided energy in midfield. Tactically, this is fascinating. South Korea wants possession. South Africa wants compact defensive shape. The longer the game stays level, the more nervous Korea may become. One moment from Son could decide everything. But South Africa has proven they're extremely difficult to break down. This one feels incredibly close. So let's head on to Group B, their first match. So Group B first match is Bosnia and Herzegovina versus Qatar. This match is all about pride and survival. Bosnia enters matchday 3 with major concerns. The defensive line has struggled throughout the tournament. Suspensions and yellow card concerns have forced constant adjustments. Edin Zeko continues to lead by example, despite his age, but too often Bosnia's attack has looked isolated. Ermedin Demirovic must provide more support if Bosnia wants to finish the group stage positively. Qatar's situation isn't much better either. Their heavy defeat against Canada exposed defensive weaknesses that opponents have targeted repeatedly. However, there is one huge positive. Almoez Ali returns. His partnership with Akram Afif gives Qatar a genuine attacking threat. If those two can combine effectively, Qatar absolutely has the ability to score. The biggest issue remains midfield control. Bosnia may not be playing great football, but they still possess more physicality and experience. This feels like a match where mistakes will determine the outcome. However, whoever handles the pressure better should come away with the win. That is logical, I guess. So let's head on to match number 2 for Group B. And we have Switzerland versus Canada. This is arguably the biggest game of Matchday 3. Not just in Group B, possibly across Group A, B, and C combined. Canada has been one of the stories of the tournament. Jonathan David has been sensational. His movement, finishing, and confidence are currently at an elite level. Alphonso Davies continues to stretch defenses with his pace, while Steven Eustáquio remains one of the most underrated midfielders in the competition. And for disclosure first, if I'm pronouncing these names wrong or words wrong, I am sorry in advance. I'm not really good at pronouncing these names. But I hope I'm saying this right. Jesse Marsch has transformed Canada into a fearless team. Switzerland, meanwhile, remains incredibly efficient. Granit Xhaka controls matches with his passing. Remo Freuler provides balance. Denis Zakaria offers physical presence. Breel Embolo remains dangerous whenever Switzerland attacks directly. What's fascinating is that neither team necessarily needs to take huge risks. A draw could be enough for both sides. That creates a tactical dilemma. Do you push for first place or do you secure qualification? Expect a very intelligent game. Lots of midfield battles, lots of tactical adjustments, very few mistakes. This could be one of the highest quality matches of the entire group stage. But let's go right into Group C's first match. Now, Group C's first match is Morocco versus Haiti. Morocco has quietly become one of the tournament's most impressive teams. Defensively, they've been outstanding. Yassine Bouno continues to provide leadership from the back. Chadi Riyad and Issa Diop have formed a strong defensive partnership. The midfield duo of Ayoub Boudi, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but you can check it down in the description down below. It's over there. And Nail El Ainaoui has controlled games exceptionally well. And then there's Brahim Diaz. Every time Morocco attacks, he looks capable of creating something special. Haiti enters the match already eliminated, but that doesn't necessarily make them the easy opponents. In many cases, eliminated teams become more dangerous because they can play without pressure. Johnny Placide remains an experienced goalkeeper. Ricardo Arde continues to fight defensively. The problem is that Morocco thrives against open opponents. If Haiti attacks aggressively, Morocco's counterattack could become devastating. this matchup strongly favors the Moroccans. So let's head on right into the next match. So the last group match for Group C is, well, not the last for Matchday 3, I mean the last for today's match is Scotland versus Brazil. The final match of the day features one of the football's biggest nations, Brazil. On paper, Brazil remains one of the strongest squads in the tournament. We have people like Alisson, Marquinhos, Gabriel, Casemiro, Vinicius Jr., world-class talent everywhere. However, Brazil hasn't always looked perfect. The absence of Rafinha removes some attacking balance. Casemiro must also be careful with disciplinary issues. Scotland knows exactly what they need to do. Defend, stay compact, make life difficult. Steve Clarke's side will likely sit deep and force Brazil to break them down. Andy Robertson's leadership will be crucial. John McGinn's energy in midfield could help Scotland survive long periods without possession, and Ben Doak remains their most dangerous counter-attacking weapon. The challenge is obvious. Can Scotland defend for 90 minutes against Brazil? That's easier said than done. Brazil should create enough chances eventually, but Scotland won't make it easy. So we're finally heading down to the predictions of Matchday 3, Day 1. Now it's prediction time, so I'm gonna head it up. Czechia versus Mexico. I'd say I'd have to lean for Mexico. 1-2, Mexico wins. And South Africa versus South Korea. I'd say they're around even, so I'd say they have a draw, 1-1. And Bosnia versus Qatar. I'd say Bosnia might have the upper hand, so it's 2-1 against Qatar. And Switzerland versus Canada, I'd say this is a pretty, they don't need to risk it. So I'd say they still go for a draw, 1-1. And Morocco versus Haiti, I definitely have to go for Morocco, 3-0, Morocco wins. And for the last match of the day, we have Scotland versus Brazil. I'd say I have to go for Brazil, 0-2, Brazil wins. So my predicted final standings for Group A. First, we have Mexico. Second, South Korea. Third, South Africa. And last, Czechia. And for Group B, first we have Canada, then Switzerland, then Bosnia, and last, Qatar. And Group C, first we have Morocco, then we have Brazil, then we have Scotland, and last place we have Haiti. But what do you think? Do you agree with these predictions that I just made? Which team will surprise everyone on Matchday 3? Leave your predictions down in the comment below. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on notifications. So if I'm uploading more, you'll see. Because I'm uploading every single day, because I'm covering the entire World Cup FIFA 2026. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Matchday 3, Day 2.